Hello, Patriots, Christian brothers, fellow Americans. Well, today is, what is today? June 12th, soon to be the 13th. It's getting hot. I mean, all the stuff we saw today as we approach June 14th, which happens to be the parade for the military on June 14th because it's the Army's 250th birthday. It's also a U.S. flag day. It's also Trump's birthday. And on that same day, Christy Walton, I think the son or niece of Sam Walton, the creator of Walmart, is planning a King's Day across the nation to protest Trump. Now, in the spiritual realm, we just got done with the Triple Crown horse racing, and we've had this rivalry between sovereignty and journalism. You talk about a spiritual battle, there's one there. Sovereignty won the Kentucky Derby in a muddy situation. Journalism won the Preakness, and even though journalism was favored to win by a 2-1 shot of the Belmont Stakes up in Saratoga this year, sovereignty pulled it off. There's a spiritual aspect to it. Sovereignty is going to win over corrupt journalism. We're going to win this war, but there's going to be bloodshed. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get a lot darker before we see the light, and you got to ask yourself, when do we see the tweet or the X tweet or whatever they call them now, or the Facebook post or the Truth Social post on Trump saying the storm is here? Today we had Kristi Noem giving a press conference as California Senator Alex Padilla comes storming in like a raging lunatic. Probably political theater. Maybe. As he charged Kristi Noem and security, rightly so, grabbed hold of him and threw him out. Now, no one knew who he was, and even if we did know who he was, you don't charge after someone like that, especially a female, during a press conference, the way he did. I don't care if you're a California State Senator. There's a way to do things. And as far as Chuck Schumer and Congress going, they should be ashamed of the way they handled Padilla. No, Padilla should be ashamed of the way he handled himself. And if I had to do it over again, I'd toss him out head first. Now, between the Rothschild system getting ready to get replaced, you gotta talk about the Fort Knox getting audited, them coming close in the Epstein files, the kid trafficking, things are getting hot. Now today the Supreme Court ruled that Gavin Newsom could take over the National Guard again, which is a bunch of crap to me. And Trump doesn't have to listen to it, and I wouldn't listen to it, but you know what? If he wants control back of the National Guard, good. Now it all falls on Newsom. And let's see what he does. Maybe we let things get so bad to the point where the Supreme Court, who doesn't want to get involved anymore. Sorry, this is the D.C. Court that said this. It's the D.C. Court of Appeals, so it'll probably go up to the Supreme Court, I suppose. But after a while, the courts are not going to want any part of this because it's going to make them look bad, and they're going to put it on Trump, which is where it should be anyway. Those are his presidential powers. And with protests built up all around the country, just like that, Seattle, Denver, Portland, Atlanta, New York City, Chicago, Philadelphia. You look at all the dots on the maps, it looks like a bunch of storm clouds now. How about that? We saw Joe Biden fall up the stairs and fall off his bike a few times. Well, this week we saw, on the same day, we saw Donald Trump stumble going up the stairs. And later on that day, we saw Marco Rubio, who's much younger, stumble going up the same stairs to Air Force One. Now, I feel there's a spiritual aspect to that too. Trump may stumble, and Rubio also may stumble, coming up real soon. Now, I've been telling you for years, even back on my old channel, that there was a deadline. In other words, a too early deadline. You want to do things too fast, too early, because you could blow the case. But right now, there's another deadline where if you do things too late, things can get real bad. And right now, we saw it in Texas last night. Armed citizens, some with AR-15s in their hand, walking some of the streets. I think it was either San Antonio or Dallas, trying to quell disturbances. Trump better get a handle on this real soon. And he's done about this for a while. There is no way that the King's protest day he'd know about in advance. Now, are they going to let things get so bad where the public has no choice but to back him? Because once the patriots, the citizens, start getting involved with their weapons, it's going to make a bigger mess. And it may be a mess that we may not be able to overcome right away either. Because it'll send shockwaves to the rest of the country. And Trump will have a bigger mess on his hand. And this will be on Trump. Because, listen, I'm sorry, Trump has to go and busting heads now. This is no longer protest. These are never protests. This is insurrection. This is invasion. This is rebellion. This is assaulting the rule of law, assaulting ICE agents, assaulting the military. These aren't protests. They never were. And as far as all these rubber bullets things go, and all this tear gas, get rid of them. As someone who just worked law enforcement for over 26 years of his life, don't get me wrong, pepper spray works. Stun guns work. But I will also tell you, I've seen plenty of times where if you get someone who's really drugged up or high in something, a lot of times that stuff doesn't work. And anyone's ever been hit with pepper spray before, water-based, it is unbelievably painful. You get hit with the oil-based stuff, it's 3 times worse. But on someone who's high on drugs or alcohol, there have been plenty of times it doesn't affect them. In fact, they'll say, go ahead, is that the best you get? Give me more. And we've seen that with stun guns, where they just rip out the prongs and they don't care. I've been saying it for a while. I said it back in my old channel. Bring back the water cannons. Because I'm telling you right now, when you get here with about 300 gallons of water a minute, I don't care what you're high on. That will send you flying. You'll be here 1 second and boom, you may be down 2 blocks on your back or on your belly, catching your breath, seeing stars because you don't know what's going on. And with the water cannons, listen, it's water. You could knock those people backwards, teach them a lesson, and they'll tap out right away fast. You could put out fires. You can clean the streets of all the trash. And don't forget to put the dye in it, whether it's blue, pink, or red. I don't care. Hey, for Pride Month, maybe we give you the rainbow. We'll give you the rainbow dye. This way we can come back and track you down and arrest you. Water cannons are better than any stun gun and pepper spray, tear gas, or rubber bullets. That will make any size crowd surrender in under a half hour. You had Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, saying, we have our policy that if you're surrounded by protests in your car, you can use your car to run over people to save yourself. And that's the way it should be. Here in New York, we have something called Article 35, where you could use deadly force to overcome the force used against you. And I'm telling you, under Article 35, by the way it's written, you could do the same thing. But being that you're here in New York, who's your DA? Can you trust your DA? Can you trust your sheriff to do the right thing? Meanwhile, it looks like we have Israel now bombing Iran to put away their nuclear program. I'm sorry, I'm going to say something that's not going to be very, very popular, especially among people who are on my side of things. But you know what? This whole idea about Iran having a nuclear bomb, nuclear weapon, I've been hearing this since early 2000 under the Bush 43 administration. It has become their version of Al Gore's "the earth is going to flood in 3 years." Or AOC saying we have 11 years left, or whatever she said. I've been hearing Iran is close to a nuclear weapon for over 20 years now. And listen, it may be true. They may be close to having one. But why have we waited this long? And do they really have it? Is it a distraction for what's going on here? Is it a distraction to keep the Rothschilds from being brought into the spotlight about their money system collapsing? Because everyone around the world is fighting the deep state. And yes, that includes China, and it includes Russia, and it includes the Israelis. There's a lot of people that want to see Netanyahu go down in Israel. And there's a lot of people in the Israeli government that are here who are trying to provoke things to make things worse, to keep the Rothschilds in power. This is nothing new. This is what the central bankers have been doing, since the days of the first central bank we had here. Then we got rid of it a second time under Andrew Jackson. They tried to kill him. Then the Civil War came, the 1871 Organic Act, which led to the Federal Reserve, which led to the IRS, which led to Nixon taking us off the gold standard. And today, as I just saw, we have a Boeing 787 in India go down after takeoff. 600 feet in the air, boom, 242 people injured, actually 242 people killed, and somehow one survived, a passenger in row 11A, and they say he's alive. I think he walked out of it. He's in the hospital right now. I don't know how that's possible, especially when you see the tail end on top of a building that's partially collapsed, and it just pieces everywhere. Landing didn't go up. They say the flaps were not in the right position, and the nose was too high. Another Boeing jet goes down. People, keep your head in the swivel. You should be packing some protection with you. You probably should also carry a trauma kit, a first aid kit, or a tourniquet with you right now. I would stay out of anywhere where there's a big crowd. And this is tough this time of year when the summer's around. We have graduation parties, we have graduations, we have proms, summer vacation, people are going away, graduation parties. Be careful at traffic lights. Don't be too close to the person in front of you. Give yourself room to escape. Give yourself room to run over people if they surround your car. Or if you gotta hop over a curb to get out of the way, that's what you do right now. And for you people that live in the suburbs or the rural areas, less chances you'll get hit. You better be prepared though, because I am not too far from the big city. I thought they'd come up here, but why take that chance? And with seeing Trump stumble and Marco Rubio stumble up the stairs could be a spiritual sign. They may screw up, or they may be humbled in the process. Who knows? I said 2 things that would take Trump down. So 3 things. 1, he waits too long to start cracking skulls with these riots. 2, if he thinks he's going to have a two-state solution to Israel, that would be he will get humbled really fast with that one. And 3, the old Charlie 1-9er jab. Folks, keep the country in prayer. Keep Donald Trump and his staff in prayer. He's going to need it. This man, he's an awesome man. I'm a big President Trump fan, but he's not perfect. He's still got a lot of bad characters around him. Put your comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinion. God bless you all. We'll talk to you later.